Latest. Kim Taehyung's one silent step at Incheon Airport that made the whole world tremble. Hey BTS lovers all over the world. Welcome back to the BTS fans channel. A small corner of the world that never gets tired of spreading kindness, quiet strength, and the peaceful influence carried by a name the world already knows by heart. Kim Taehyung. Today, before anything else, pause for just 3 seconds. Don't scroll. Don't blink. Just breathe. Because February 2026 brought something the world was never truly prepared for. Not a comeback stage. Not a press conference. Not even an official announcement. And yet, one single step taken that morning in Seoul was enough to make cameras tremble, media headlines collide, and the global public ask the same question. Once again, why does this one name always become the center of everything? What really happened at Seoul Airport that morning? Why did every camera move in only one direction? And why, after the car door finally closed, did the world grow even louder? This is not merely a story about returning home. This is a story about the power of silence, the weight of global attention, and how Kim Taehyung can make the world turn its head without ever asking it to. So stay until the very end, because the final part of this story may leave you surprised, uncomfortable, maybe even a little angry, when you realize how the industry sometimes treats a single human being standing alone beneath a spotlight too bright to escape. And if you believe the world should continue seeing the goodness of Kim Taehyung, don't forget to like, share your thoughts in the comments, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell. Make this story travel. Because when people stay silent, the biggest truths are often twisted. And on this channel, we choose to speak. February 2026. Seoul, South Korea. What happened that morning was not simply the return of an idol. It felt closer to a global moment. A quiet confirmation of something the world has tried many times to explain, yet never fully could. That the center of attention, even today, still carries the name Kim Taehyung. No red carpet, no grand announcement, no ceremony prepared in advance. Just a door opening and a single step forward. Yet in that ordinary second, the atmosphere shifted completely. Cameras lifted together, as if moved by instinct. Flashes followed one another, without pause. Voices overlapped in urgency. And one name, soft, breathless, repeated again and again, filled the air. Taehyung. After crossing continents, from Lisbon, Portugal, he finally arrived safely back in Korea. Within minutes, the moment spread across the world, from Korean news portals to international media timelines, turning a quiet airport arrival into the most watched highlight of the day. He landed in the morning, after long hours of flight, stretching across thousands of kilometers. And yet, fatigue could not erase the calm aura surrounding him. Even in exhaustion, he looked composed, grounded, present. Around the world, millions shared the same silent hope. Please rest well, Taehyung. Not a demand for music, not a request for appearances, just a simple wish for health, for peace, For happiness. Because the bond between him and those who watch over him was never built on fame alone, but on years of quiet sincerity, felt across distance and time. What captured attention was not only that he returned, but how he appeared within the crowded public space. The iconic red jacket, a knit hat, and a simple black mask. Instead of hiding him, they made his presence even more unmistakable. In the middle of noise, he remained clear, recognizable, not just by face, but by feeling. An airport full of people, yet gravity seemed to pull everything toward a single point. And once again, Kim Taehyung proved something no statistic can fully measure. Some presence cannot be avoided, only felt. Security that day was noticeably tighter. At one brief moment, almost too small to notice, his manager gently placed a hand above Taehyung's head as he entered the car, protecting him from the pressure of the crowd. A simple gesture, quiet, instinctive, but its meaning was impossibly heavy, because it revealed a truth rarely spoken out loud, that behind the global admiration, behind the flashing cameras, there is constant awareness of risk, pressure, and vulnerability. Nearly a week in Lisbon had raised anticipation to its highest point, and the airport scene suddenly felt almost ironic. All reporters ran in the same direction, all cameras focused on the same figure, all microphones reached for the same silence, until the moment he disappeared inside the car. Then the door closed, and instantly everything changed. Cameras lowered, voices faded. Some journalists looked around, as if searching for something that was no longer there. Because without him, the moment itself seemed to end. A quiet, honest portrait of the modern entertainment world, where one name can hold attention far beyond what feels fair. And that reality stirred emotion everywhere. Amazement, concern, admiration, discomfort. One question echoing softly: how much weight can one human being carry before silence becomes too heavy? Yet even under that spotlight, Taehyung responded the only way he ever has, with calm, polite gestures, unhurried steps, respect for fans, staff, and space around him. Psychologists sometimes call this authoritative calm, a steadiness that grows stronger the more pressure surrounds it. The louder the world becomes, the quieter he stands. And somehow, that quiet moves hearts even deeper than noise ever could. Because in the end, this was never just about traveling from one country to another. It was a reunion between a global icon and a world that had been waiting without realizing how much it missed him. Here is a shorter version of your narration. From Europe's spotlight to Asia's embrace, his presence crossed borders without words. Searches rose, media moved, timelines filled in hours. Yet beyond everything, one message remained: rest well, Taehyung. Simple, human, true. Because behind fame and headlines, he is still someone who deserves peace. And perhaps that is his greatest power. Not only making the world look at him, but making the world care. Maybe this is not the end, but only the beginning. February 2026 has shown one truth. A single quiet step can make the world pause and turn together. Born not from noise, but from years of sincerity, and a silence strong enough to move hearts. Thank you for staying, for not only watching, but feeling. Because Kim Taehyung's story never ends at an airport, and the world is still not done looking at him.